Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How y'all doing? Good. Thank you all for being here. So my name's Aaron Keith, and I'm going to be leading the seminar tonight. So I want to start off and just first thank you all for being here. I know there is a pile of traffic, probably a few emails. So thank you all for working things out so you guys could be here tonight. I really appreciate it. So I want to get a sense of who's here. How many of you, this is your first time coming to one of the seminars before? Show of hands. Awesome. Thanks for being here, guys. So if you need anything tonight, raise your hand, let me know. You can see Randy or any of the people in the back, and they'll get you anything that you need. Deal? All right. Now, how many of you've been here before? Returning. Awesome. Thanks for coming. It's good to have you. And you know the deal. If you need anything, see Randy at the back of the room, see me. Now, before we get into the content tonight, I want to explain a little bit about why these seminars exist. So these exist for several reasons. First and foremost, I love working with business owners and talking to people about business. And this gives me a format in which to do that. So really, thank you for allowing me to do what I love to do. So thank you. And next, for business owners, man, it is really important that we work on our businesses. So I want to create a place where business owners could come to work on their business and not just in it. So many of you get wrapped up in your day-to-day interactions that you all aren't working on your businesses. So I want to have a place where you guys can leave the emails, leave the office, leave the distractions, and actually come somewhere and work on your business. Does that make sense? Yes? Yes. All right. Uh-huh.
Yes.
The other reason, too, is networking is huge. When you own a business, you need to have other business owners around you. Other people you can bounce ideas off of, ask for resources. Brainstorming is huge. You need other support. So I wanted you all to have a place where you can come and not just work on your business, but work on your business with other business owners. You need an attorney, you need a bookkeeper, you need a hairstylist, you need something. You have people in this room that I guarantee you can connect you to anyone you need. Does that make sense? So that's really why I created these. So with that in mind, let's get to work. We got a lot of fun stuff to cover. So would some brave soul stand up and read the intention? Who wants to read? Yes! You're good. Look at this. Nice and loud for me.
For you to leave with clear goals and a plan to reach those goals, so 2013 is your best year ever.
Thank you. The first time kind of hits us, so we're going to do it one more time. One more time, please.
For you to leave with clear goals and plan to reach those goals, so 2013 is your best year ever.
Thank you. So what do you all hear inside that intention? Yeah.
That 2013 is going to be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, what else?
We're going to have a plan.
You are going to have a plan. How many of you have not had a plan before? Oh, just this side of the room raised their hand. Yeah, Okay. What else? What else do you hear in the intention?
Clear goals. Focus.
Clear goals. Focus. Clear goals. Okay, what else? Anything else? Yeah.
Attainable goals.
Obtainable goals. That would be good. Sometimes they're not so attainable. All right. So, why is it so important for us to create our year? This is a creation. So why is it so important for us to create our year?
Well, no one else is going to.
True. Absolutely. Yeah, Mandy.
Because if we don't put a plan in now, then it'll just happen day by day by day, and then pretty soon we'll be sitting here at the end of 2013, and we'll be in the same position as we are now.
Exactly. How many of you have planned out your year before? Be honest. Awesome. It's good. It's pretty good numbers. See, if we aren't consciously creating our year, we're being very reactive, right? How does it go when we're reactive?
Not very well.
Not so good. The road's a little bit bumpier. Yeah? So we're doing this so we can be proactive about our year. Sports teams are really, really good at setting goals and creating strategies and actions to hit those goals. Right? Very successful companies, same thing. They're great at creating goals and then putting strategies and actions in place to hit those goals. That's what this is all about. See, another thing that happens too, when you're consciously creating something, you're present to why you're doing it. When you're present to why you're doing something, what happens? What happens when you're present to why you're doing it? The why does something to you. What does that why do? You do, right? You get emotionally engaged. That emotional engagement does a lot for your action, does a lot for the results you end up producing. So that's why we're doing this. So your year doesn't just happen to you, but you actually cause something. So during the year, you're not only motivated, you're excited, you're passionate, you're engaged. Does that make sense? And it's usually a lot better of a journey most of the time. Yeah? All right. Make sure we did not miss anything. Nope. So the mental game generally has a pretty big impact on our year. It has a pretty big impact on our effectiveness and how we do things, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to work on tonight is creating something called your context for the new year. Context has everything to do with our mental game. So someone tell me, what's context?
The environment in which you create something.
The environment in which you create something. Let me think. Good. Yeah. The environment in which you create something. What else? How else will you all describe context?
Your box.
Your box. Yeah. What else?
Like where you're coming from.
Where you're coming from. Okay, good. Yeah, you guys are kind of getting the world of it. Now, I want to tell you a little story. The story kind of helps paint the picture of context, because this is really important to get, okay? So if you are not getting this at the end, let me know. This is really important you're clear. I'm going to tell you a little story. So, long time ago, there's a man, and he was walking down a cobblestone street. And off in the distance, he sees this guy, and he's banging away at this big slab of stone. And as he starts walking closer to the man, he can hear him. He's cussing and he's swearing. And as he gets closer, the guy's just sweating and he's mad. He's like, "Sir, what are you doing?" "I'm chipping stones." Oh, okay. Sorry. The man starts strolling down the street, and off on the other side, he sees another man and hitting a big stone block. I'm like, what's this guy doing? And as he's getting closer, you can hear the man whistling. He's whistling this really light tune, and he can just see with every stroke of the hammer, it's just exact. He's so exact about everything. And he starts to get closer and closer, and the man is just smiling, having the best time. He's like, "Sir, what are you doing?" "I'm building a cathedral." "Wow, that's awesome. Great. Good work. See you later. Thanks." Two men doing the exact same thing, having a totally different experience of life. One man's context is he's chipping stones, and he's sweaty, he's miserable, and having a horrible time. Another man's context, he's building a cathedral. He's happy, he's whistling, he's enjoying himself. So is the new year going to be a chipping stones kind of year? Or are you going to be building a cathedral? That's context. Your context gives you your experience of life. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So let's see if you got the lesson. So if I have an empowering context for the new year, then what will my experience of my year be? Empowering, right. Just want to make sure you got the lesson. Jeez, it was a give me, wasn't it? That was an easy one. All right, so we're going to do an exercise. The only thing I would have available would be like a pen and paper or something that you're writing or taking notes with. So get comfortable. We're going to do a little exercise. So get yourself comfortable. Is everyone comfortable?
Yeah.
All right. Let me turn to this here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with your context by encapsulating your year. We're going to come up with some words that really encapsulate the experience of your year that you want to have. So everyone close your eyes. I'm going to run you through a small exercise. So get comfy, get yourself grounded, take a nice deep breath. Just settle in. Settle on in for a minute. Now I want you to visualize your year. 2013, your new year. Visualize what's your overall experience of your business. Really just be with that. What's the overall experience of my business? What's the overall experience of my finances? What's that overall experience I'm having of just the area of balance between my work and my personal? What's the overall experience I'm having of all my relationships? What's the overall experience I'm having of my health? And what's the overall experience you're having of travel and fun? Now sit with all those. Just really take in your overall experience of all of those areas of life. And start to let some words bubble up that really encapsulate those experiences. And when you're ready, open your eyes, and I want you to write down all the words that really encapsulate those experiences. All right, when you have your context, just look on up. No hurry. All right, everyone pretty good? Or anyone need another second or two? All right, so let's hear. I want to hear some of the context you all came up with. Catalina, thanks for raising your hand and volunteering. What'd you got?
Balanced, healthy, mindful, creative, worldly, playtime, talk time, effortless, special.
Got it. Great ones. Now, that context, that whole bundle, how would that make a difference in your business?
Unlimited.
Let's hear it. Give me some examples. Think it through. And everyone listen to this. This is important. Most of us have not created a context before on purpose, and let alone actually look to see how is this context going to make a positive impact in my business. So really listen to this. We're about to do this work.
So the first thing that comes to mind, I have to have like a comparison of like how it is now. So I'm always, I'm the mouse in the trap, just going down to figure out where the cheese is and coming back, and so I'm chasing everything. I'm not creating, I'm not, to me, there's not balance at the moment. So to have balance in that, it wouldn't be out here or back there that's chasing me, possibly directing me, but out here like the cathedral.
Right.
That is actually directing me.
Awesome.
And I'm clear that I don't have that right now in doing this.
Great. So that's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
All right, good. Who else? In the back.
Put up grateful, rewarding, anxious, exciting, complex, educational, satisfied, exhilarating.
Say the first word one more time. The first one I didn't hear.
Grateful.
Grateful. I thought you said graceful. Okay, grateful. Now, how would that context, those bundle of words that make up your context, how will that context make a difference in your year?
I think the first thing I think about comes from an attitude, like how I think of the year. Like my first couple words thought that, and then it came from an idea of the work, like what my attitude would be towards the year, and then kind of the work that I need to put in, and then kind of like the reward. So I kind of feels like the words I chose kind of almost like set a timeline a little bit.
Yeah.
A systematic approach to the year.
Good. You see that? All right, good. Someone else. Yeah.
Fulfillment in the black, breathing room, security, surprise, consistency, growth, joy, stress-free, and creative.
Awesome. That's great. So if you bundle those together, you encapsulate that together as your context, how would that context positively impact the business?
Fulfillment really is that everything I've been working for, that some things finally kick in. So that it would be fulfilling my vision and my plan to this point, which would then help me get into the black and have some breathing room. So it's not always, chasing
Mhm.
what's next, but really being able to focus and maximize my own skills and talents
Yeah.
doing what I love to do, which will bring me joy and allow consistency and growth. And I'm always open for surprise and being ready for the unknown.
Yeah.
But those things can often help prepare you for when the surprise things happen.
Absolutely. That's great. So are you all clear on what's going on? So I want you to partner up. So everyone partner up. I want you to, we need partners of 2. So 2, 2. Lauren, can you jump up here? 2s, we need, would you mind jumping up real quick with her? Or yeah, you can just flip around that way too. 2s, 2s. 2s, would you jump back there with Stacy? Yep. Thank you. 2s, would you just turn around with that gentleman? 2s, 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 2s and 2s. So okay, you guys got that worked out? 2s, 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 2s. You want a different partner? Jeez.
I'll go with you, Erica.
And 2s.
Where am I going? Sorry.
Oh, Catalina, the woman right there on the red. Catalina, raise your hand. Partner. Huh? That was planned. Okay. Introduce yourself to your partner and pick an A and a B. Okay. Do we all have our A's and B's? All right. Where is she? Are you an A or B? I think you're a B. All right, B's are going first. This is a running joke. All right, so B's are going first. So here's what you're going to do. B's, you want to say your context to your partner, right? And then after you say your context, you want to explain in as much detail as you can how that context is going to make a positive difference in your business for the coming year. Now, partner, don't let them off the hook. Don't make it this like airy-fairy, what, I didn't understand you. I want to hear some concreteness to this. Yeah.
And if we have, I feel like I have a lot here. Do you want us to concise it down?
You can if you want. Yeah. Some of you've written down a lot of words, which is great. If that works for you, go with it. If you want to take a couple of those key words and make that your context for the year, do that. You want to find the words that really work for you for your year. If it's 1 word, 6 words, whatever is going to work for you and really encapsulates that experience for yourself, okay? So after you've said your context, really explain, this is how I see this making a positive difference in my business this year, okay? Then, again, we've got to be short. I'm going to give you a minute each, okay? So we're going to keep it kind of to the point. Anyone have questions? Okay, B's, you're up. Go. So I want to hear, how was that? What did you see by doing that?
Similarities, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. So what are some of the differences it's going to make having an empowering context? Because some of you got a lot more present to something, having to talk it out.
You're aware.
What's that?
So you're aware of it,
You're aware of it. Aware of what?
what you need to do.
Which is?
Okay, never mind.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I would say it keeps you motivated and in action.
Keeps you motivated in action. How many of you notice that there's some motivation to the words? Yeah? There's some action to it? Anyone notice that there's some action that causes? Yeah, that's kind of the point. When you have an empowering context, when your mind is right, when your mind's in a good place, it causes action. It really helps you move through stuck places. And there's going to be times in a year where you get stuck, yes? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yeah, absolutely. And when we get stuck, it's nice to have an empowering context that kind of kicks us through a little bit. A lot of times we get stuck and we get shut down for a long time. Happens to all of us. Every business owner, there'll be times in your business where you're going to get locked up. You're going to get jammed up. And when we have an empowering context, something that's there to back us, to remind us what we're supposed to be bringing forth in our business, it helps ease it at times. It really does. And there's some tough things going on in the world right now, so we could use all the support we can create. Okay, let's move on to the next piece. You have a question?
Oh, it created a future though, and it gave me space to do it.
Say a little bit more about that.
Just in looking at the different just the different qualities, if they're present in my business, then there's space to have all those things be there. There might not be space right now, or I don't see that there's space right now. So if I just go, exhilarating, and I have that as a context, then I look and I go, oh, exhilarating, I can actually create the space for exhilarating, but exhilarating then shows up in other places. So there's a future for it.
Huge. Are you understanding what she's saying? No? Okay, good. I had some yeses and some.
Just like on the calendar somewhere.
Yeah. So what it does is I'm trying to think of a good visual for this. It's almost like if you baked a cake, and sorry, I love chocolate, so you're going to deal with the example. It's kind of like baking a cake and sticking chocolate pieces all through it. Those chocolate pieces are holding space. Holding space. So as you're chomping through your year, you're going to bite on a nice chocolate piece like, you know what? I'm supposed to be bringing fun forward. A lot of you're not bringing something forth in your business. You're just doing business day to day. You're going in and out of your business, just doing your business. That didn't sound so good, did it?
Stop talking about me, no.
But a lot of you're like on autopilot. You're just like going through your day-to-day motions, right? You're not bringing anything forth that's giving you an experience. So by inserting your context, when you're having a day or you're just going through the motions, if you have structures in place that remind you what your context is, what you're supposed to be bringing forward in your business, it'll remind you to bring that in. When you bring that in, you change your actions. When you change your actions, what happens?
Change your results.
Your results change. Your mindset governs the actions. Actions govern results. So you have a context, something that's interacting with you, that's focusing you to act a particular way, which has you take a very particular kind of action, produce a very particular kind of result. When you're having a chipping stones kind of day, do you think you're going to produce great sales? No. That's why we're doing this. So hopefully this coming year, you'll have more days where you're building a cathedral versus chipping stones. That's the point. The gentleman in the story who was building a cathedral was present to something. He was in the hot sun chipping away at a big stone block just like the other guy. The only difference is his mindset. The only difference, mindset. So we're about to create your year. We need to keep this present for ourselves through the rest of this conversation, or else this is going to turn into a chipping stones conversation quickly.
I just had a visual from the movie Field of Dreams, build it and they will come.
Yeah.
So if we build
Great.
what we want, people will be attracted to us because we'll be putting that out there and creating our space.
Creating the space.
Creating our field of dreams.
Absolutely. You're creating the space. Well said. Good. I'm going to steal that visual for next year.
I'm writing that down.
TM. All right, so we're going to move on to the next conversation. We're going to start creating goals. We have a context. Now let's create some goals with this context. First goal we're going to work on is your financial goal. Big goal, financial goal. Now, just to set this up, you are not going to share your financial goal. This is going to be confidential. No one's going to see it. You're not going to talk about it. This is all confidential, okay? So the financial is very, very important. And I'm going to run you through just a couple questions so we can get this flushed out. Okay? So here's the question. What is your projected revenue for 2013 if you did nothing different than 2012? I'll say it one more time. What's your projected revenue for 2013 if you did nothing different than 2012? Now hold on. Some of you may be able to answer this question. Some of you, if I gave you enough time, you could probably answer this question. How many of you could not answer this question? Get QuickBooks. If you can't answer this question relatively quick, you need QuickBooks. There's a few people in this room who could help you with that. Okay? So take a moment and I want you to write that down. Again, this is just for you. You need to see this number so you can be with it. If nothing changed, what would you make in 2013? Gross. Yeah, we're talking gross. Yep, it's the big number.
Oh, yeah.
Gross is the big number.
We like that.
We hope. So everyone write that down because I want you actually present to the number. I want you to be able to see the number. And some of you may have to guess, which is fine. Get QuickBooks. Raise your hand if you need another moment to get your number. Everyone good? Alex, you need another second? You good? You good? Okay. So here's the next question. The room is getting weird. You guys, can you guys feel the room's a little like unstable? Yeah, finance does that to us. Just notice how you get. Just notice how you get. So here's the next question. Would that be enough money for you in 2013? Yeah, there's a couple places you can be with this. One place you can be is like, you know what? This is not enough money for me to cover my bottom line. It's not enough money. Another place you can be is, you know what? It is enough money. And I'm content here. I'm gonna stabilize at this level. This is good. Another place you could be is, you know, it is good. It is enough money. But I know I'm capable of more. I know my business is capable of more. And I'm really interested in expanding my business. So no matter where you are in the conversation, we're about to create your 2013 financial goal. So really take a moment and ask yourself, how much money are you committed to making in 2013? And when you're ready, write it down. Put it on paper. It's good to see it for you memory people. And just an observation, as I'm looking at some of your faces, your context may not be present for some of you right now. Not saying anything by that, but you might want to presence your context that you want to have of your year, and then relook at your financial goal and see if that's an expression of that. Raise your hand if you're stuck. Okay, we have one stuck. Any other stucks? All right, what you stuck on? Let's hear it.
The possibility of it actually happening.
Say more about that. What do you mean?
It's very different than what my projected income would be if there was no change that was made
Okay.
in the previous year, and it's very gray. There's no clarity around it.
Around how you're going to get the number?
Yes.
Don't worry about that. Great question. Remember, right now we're just putting down numbers. We're just creating goals. We're not figuring out how we're going to get there. You feel how that jams you up?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of you are trying to figure it out. So you're not alone, right? You're not alone. There's a lot. A lot of you are trying to strategize at this point. Relax. We're just creating goals. We'll get to the strategies later. That's coming. Right now, all you're doing is writing down what you want, what you're committed to. Rain, how are you?
Good. Unstuck.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. So this is really great. A lot of people get stuck here. A lot of you are creating financial goals based on what you can see. Yeah? You're trying to figure it out in your head, is this doable or not? Can I achieve this? What would it take to achieve this, right? Nod, yes, or no, whatever you are. Yeah, that's not how you create a financial goal. You set a goal based on what you're committed to. Then we'll figure out how to do it. That's what it is to be a business owner, yeah?
Apparently.
It is. That's what it is to be a business owner. First, you come up with what you're committed to making. And then we will figure out ways to do that. You're an entrepreneur. You can do whatever you want. There is no ceiling. You don't have a job. You can do whatever you want. We could start 2 more businesses. We could start another product line, a service line. We could do all kinds of stuff. We can hire staff. We can get another location. We can franchise. There's a million things we can do.
Do you guys clone? Do you know how to do that yet? Are you doing that?
Shh. Trademarking this.
You don't need to clone, you just hire employees.
Have kids. Free labor. Just don't tell the attorney sitting next to you.
Doesn't matter. They're your children.
Oh, they are?
Slave labor.
The slave labor. See, okay, great. So my point is, don't get locked up with this. This is a creation. Creating the year. We're creating the year. It's a creation. Don't get all logical on me. We're painting. We're not doing logic. This isn't math. We're simply stating a number that you are really committed to making. Then we'll figure out how to do it next. Very different. You guys get that? Sometimes it takes a year to do it. Sometimes in my case it took me 6 years. Doesn't matter. I was committed to a number and I stuck with it. So find the number that emotionally engages you, that you're committed to, and then we'll do the work to get you there. Make sense? You guys feel a little bit more freed up now?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, take another moment and relook at your numbers. Some of you may need to make an adjustment. Okay, good. Adjustment made?
Adjusting up.
Please. We prefer that.
Aaron, this isn't a lofty goal, right? This is just next year. You don't
Next year.
The number that
Yeah, it's next year. It's whatever you're committed to for next year. Yeah. Oh, was it?
I mean, like the bigger goal or like the smaller goal part of the bigger goal, I guess is how I'm thinking of it.
Yeah, some of you may have a future for your company where you can say, listen, I know I can't hit this number next year. It's just not physically possible. Like there's a lot that would need to be done to get there. But you want to make sure whatever your goal is for next year is a facet of that. Make sense? It's a facet of that. And yes, you want to stretch. If you're comfortable, that's not a goal. Who's comfortable with their goal? What? No. Smack her. She knows better.
She makes me uncomfortable.
Okay. Yes.
But you can be comfortable. I mean, it's still more, but comfortable. Like, okay, I think I can do that.
It should intimidate you a little bit. That's probably a good word to use. Does it intimidate you a little? You guys are doing great. So let's keep rolling with this conversation. So we have a financial number, yes?
Yes.
So there's a really important conversation that comes next. What do you think that is? No. Not. You guys are so attached to the how. Why? 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 We want why. So why do you guys want to make so much money? So let's look. Let's look. Understanding why we want the money is really critical. Really critical. So let's hear. I want to hear some of the whys. Yeah, Jen.
To go to Hawaii in the autumn, so that's 4 at that point, 4 plane tickets and, food for
A month.
It's awesome. Are you going longer than me?
You didn't hear his goal?
And yeah, whatever else, clothes, surfboards, and all that stuff you need for a little family on a Hawaiian vacation.
I love it. It's great. What else? Why? Why do you want the money? Shannon.
One of my goals is I'm going to be taking all my employees on a conference trip this year. So we're doing a professional development trip together. So it's 6 tickets, 6 conference fees. So I want to be able to pay for all of that.
That's great. And where's the conference?
It's in Miami.
Ooh. Some massages.
Yeah.
Some food bills. I hear some food bills coming.
Drink bills.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to be PC with that one. Thanks for...
Yeah, food.
You guys aren't going to eat. You're just... Yeah, we know. Yeah. It's going to be a wine night. Meals, entertainment. What else? This side of the room's winning. Harry?
I would like to go to the Winter Olympics in Sochi in Russia.
Absolutely.
Outstanding. Downhill skiing, bobsledding, horse.
Yes. Absolutely. I want to go. I will see you there. All right. We're forming a group.
After this month in Hawaii.
All right. That's great. Do you see how clear this is, though? So someone on this side of the room. Yeah.
Well, more basics. I mean, just my obligations now being on my own as an independent, business owner and not ever, not working. I mean, I just learned I go off COBRA in 3 months and my insurance will suddenly change.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the realities of being on your own.
Yep.
So actually all my vacations have been on hold for a while because I want to be in a position where that becomes, something that is easy to do, not
Sure.
For me, irresponsible.
Yeah. Good.
So there's a little more weight
Mm-hmm.
or pressure, maybe, or expectation to
Hit the number.
Yeah, hit that number.
Good. I'm going to say a little bit about that, okay? So just a little coaching. And some of you might be in this position. And you got to listen to this really carefully, okay? Having the motivation to be to pay your bills is not the best kind of motivation. It's more of a survival getting by. Now, here's the caveat. You're making a transition, so this is new for you. So inside of that context, this is growth. And I'm going to invite you to also add more to that. Because we don't want our focus to be on paying bills. Because if you focus on paying bills, what happens? That's where you get.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have much bigger goals than that, but.
Just make sure that that's what's on here. Because as we set what we want the money for, it needs to have other things that are fun, other things that emotionally engage you. Remember, a lot of this has to do with us being emotionally engaged. So as long as there's other stuff in there other than just bills. There is, right?
Oh, yeah. No, because this is my own creation and what I do. If
Okay.
I just wanted a job, that's easy. I mean, that's easier
Yeah.
than what I'm trying to do.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Very different level of stuff. But
Okay.
yeah, no, but it is an obligation and being responsible to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Yes?
What if you don't want the money? What if you have financial obligations that require you to make more money, but ideally, I would like to live off of less?
Okay. So I don't understand your question. No, it's great.
I would like to be able to afford the life I currently live, but I would like to be able to afford it on what I currently make.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, I have obligations that require that I make more money than I currently do. So where is that inspiration is paying those bills. It is that I've made decisions in the past that now put me in a position where no matter what my life goals are, my financial goals are destined.
Sure. Hold on. Let me make sure I got you. So what you're making is less than what you need to be making to hit all those other obligations.
Yeah, I think that I can I can live a fine life on what I currently make.
Okay.
However, previous life to business decisions have put me in a position where that amount of money is not going to pay those bills.
So you need to make more.
Right.
And you want to live off less.
Yes.
Got it. It's a function of two things. One, creating a budget and actually seeing how you can responsibly manage the money you have in the constructs that you're committed to. So let's say you're living off $6,000 a month now, and you want to move that down to, say, $3,500 or whatever it is, we're making up numbers. So it's a matter of creating a budget and saying, okay, what can I do to move things down and live inside that box that I created? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Now, the other side of the problem would be motivation. Would that motivate you?
It has to.
Well, nothing has to do anything. It's a choice. So all I'm recommending is that people have outside motivation other than bills that call them forth to make more money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where are you getting stuck on that? Let's make sure you're clear.
Well, I guess I don't see how it's, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure that still makes it the bills that are the goal.
Can we go to extremes for a second? You could choose to default on your obligations.
True, but if that's not a
what I'm
moral
saying,
choice that I'm willing to make.
right, so what's the payoff of making the choice you want to make? That could be the motivation to be the person you want to be. It's something like that.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Sure. All right. Good. Okay, good. So where are you at in the conversations? I want to make sure I'm following you.
No, I think what he says is right. If you use morality, I mean, obviously I could walk away from all of my financial obligations.
Sure.
But that's not something that I'm willing to do.
Of course.
Then I can use that as inspiration to make that more money in order is that my moral obligations require that.
Right.
Therefore, if I can hold them in high regards, then they become the purpose for making that money.
Sure. Again, it's whatever motivates you all is what motivates you all. For some of you, it may be paying bills. For some of you, you may be adding in a bill in your budget called a house cleaner. Listen, like I've been working my tail off. I finally want a house cleaner. And that could be the bill that motivates you to grow and make more money. All I'm saying is having your sole motivation wrapped up in your budget and paying bills is not the most empowering for most people. Does that make sense? That's where I want to leave you in this conversation, because the more motivation you have outside of just your day-to-day bills will cause you to do the work to get through the tough parts of your year, because you're gonna hit them. You're gonna hit them, and you're gonna need something that excites you, that makes you happy, that fills your gas tank, so to speak. Because there's things in your business that drain you, and you need something that's going to fill that gas tank so you can push forward. Does that make sense? All right, good. Did that answer your question? Back there? Sorry, bud. Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
If not, if it keeps coming up, see me at the end because I want to make sure I get that. Okay. Let me make sure I did not miss anything else. We got that. Okay, good. We got it. So next thing, we have your context. We have your financial goal. Now what do we need to do? Other goals. We can't just have a financial goals. Financial goals. All your other goals. So it's time to create all your other goals. So everyone pull out the big piece of paper, the stapled piece of paper on your desk. I would turn to page 2 where it says goals. So in a couple minutes, we're going to start putting your goals on here. Don't start yet. Don't start yet. So the first thing I want to do, let's define what it's a goal. So what makes up a goal? Reaching towards what else?
Measurable and a time.
Measurable and a by when. And specific, yes. We need a measurable, we need a specific and a date by when it'll be accomplished. Yes? Okay, good. What, Mandy? Good, that's good. That's what we want. Now, just a little bit of coaching on goals. I would not create 50 goals this year. In the world of effectiveness, less is more. When it comes to goal setting, less is more. So I usually recommend 3 business, 3 personal. You don't have to stick to that. It's more of a guideline, just something to kind of look at. I definitely wouldn't be doing like 20 of each. Not going to work so well. So everyone has their timeline. So here's what I want you to do. Take a few minutes and really, again, get present to your context. Actually, let's do that. Everyone, write your context at the top of each page. So flip over to the next page. Flip to page. At the very top, you'll see a line that says context. Write your context for the new year at the top of each page so that you're all present to it. So do that now. You can encapsulate them. So just take a couple minutes and write your context at the top of each page of the timeline. And if you have a real long one, you can always go back and fill in some of the other ones later.
Did it start in December?
Yep. Some of you are like, why did I write so many words? Yeah. You start to memorize it. This is good practice. You start to memorize your context. Ingrain that thing in your brain. All right, are we good on context or we need another minute of writing? Raise your hand if you need another minute to get your context in. Okay. You guys got some long ones. All right, I'm going to let you all finish up your context in a minute after you do your goals. Let's do the goals for a minute. So turn to your goal sheet. It's the second page. And as you stay present to your context, I want you to really, really look and see, what are you committed to? What are you committed to? What are you really, honestly committed to accomplishing in your business and personal life this coming year? So let me give you a couple minutes and really let you sit with this. And start writing down, and if you want to write down more goals, then there's room, just write underneath, as many goals as you want. Write down what are the business and personal goals you're committed to hitting in 2013. Any questions? Yeah. Your goals should stretch you. If it's a really easy goal, it's probably not a goal. It's probably more of a milestone. Goals are something usually, that's kind of big. Intimidate you, a stretch, something like that's usually what a goal would be. Any other questions? Yeah?
Do you mean personal in the context of your business?
No, personal.
Completely personal.
Personal, health, relationships, travel. Gotta have a life, we gotta expand. Everything, the whole ball of wax. Any other questions? All right, go to work. I'll give you some time. All right, everybody, bring it on back. How was that? Good? Some of you look really serious. Let's hear, what are some of the goals y'all created? What's going on with y'all?
We're deep in thought.
Jeez. Renee, what'd you come up with?
I'm going to read you my personal goals.
Please.
They're more what excite me.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. All right. An organic garden, like fully functional organic garden.
Okay.
Vacation to Ireland again.
Okay.
And then this one's really cool. I've been thinking about it for a long time.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it. And why can't I just make that a goal? And it's to remodel our bathroom to a Japanese-style bathroom.
Ooh.
That's like, all of a sudden, when I got that, I'm like, yeah, I'm into my business this year. Because I want this to happen.
Yeah. That's what you're looking for. You know how she read her other goals, like, yeah, I want the organic garden and, but this thing, like, wow. That's what emotional engages her. You get that? Like, she's smiling. Some of you look like this right now. I just created my goals for the year.
That's how I feel.
Right? You want to keep working on these goals until you're there. Again, we're not going to get everything accomplished in here tonight. This is the framework. We're going to get everything started. You want to keep retooling and reworking each goal, business and personal, until you're there. If you're not there, it's not done. It's not ready to go. That's why we do this seminar at the very beginning of December. So you have all month to get this thing worked out. Make sense? How many of you have some work to do on your goals until you get there? Okay, good. That's what you want to get present to. That's the work still to do. Okay? Anyone get stuck on a goal? Yeah, what you got?
I get stuck with my goals. My personal goals are very clear to me, and I know what I want to accomplish.
Okay.
When it comes to my business, I'm not sure what is a goal, and like I shared with you in my email, I need to formulate some kind of a strategic plan to take my business to the next level or whatever, to decide what I want to do with my business. As I told you, I just took over this business a few months ago.
Right.
So I'm not clear on what my goals should be. I mean, I know what many of my goals, but they need to be realistic, practical, measurable, and few. You can't list 20 of them.
Exactly.
So I'm struggling with that.
Okay, good. So let's walk through this. How many of you are kind of in a similar place? You have a newer business, you're like, yeah, I don't really know what yeah. So first we have the financial goal. You have that one down, yes?
Yeah, but quite honestly, it's just shooting from the hips. I mean, I know how much the business made last year and the year before, and I have a pretty good idea how much it's making, even though I took over just in the fourth quarter.
Sure.
But to establish a goal for next year, I said 10% because it's a good number. 10 is a good number.
Okay.
10% increase in revenues.
Okay.
But I don't know.
It's probably a little small.
Yeah, I mean, it could be 25%, but.
That's what I play for.
But where's that coming from?
Don't worry about it. We're not the how. That's what you're getting real logical. Don't get logical on it.
Yeah, very logical.
I know that. I've known you for a while. You're a little on the logical side. There's a few other people in here are. It's fine.
Too logical, too analytical.
Yeah, and a lot of people who are really logical can get kind of jammed up with this. You know, if you're trying to figure out the how, it has to be exact. I don't want to fail. It has to be perfect. How many don't want to fail? Oh shit! I got some really bad news. If you own a business, you're not going to probably hit your goals most of the time. If you're playing a big game, get used to failing. It's great. You got to get comfortable with it. Seriously. Renee, how many businesses have you built?
5.
How many years, how long have you been in business? That's probably a better question. 30 years. So you've probably set goals 30 times. Yeah. How many of those 30 years of goals have you hit? Yeah, never. This is the first year in 6 that I actually hit my goal. Yeah. And then the 9 years before that in my other company.
Yeah. Now, be clear for everybody. I want to be clear for everybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I didn't do well.
Right.
It means I just set really, really.
Yes.
Wow, I want that goal.
Right.
And it made me reach. It made me do better than I would have done.
Exactly. I've been in business 15 years. 15 years. Every year I've made more money. Every year for 15 years I've made more money. And most of those years I never hit my goal. So it's not about hitting your goal. It's about giving your word to something that you're really committed to and going for it. And no matter how it's going to go, it's going to be a damn good year. Why? Because you went for it. Because there was a goal that really pulled you forward. Yeah?
What do you do with that element of giving your word, shooting for it, and coming short of your word? Do you have shame or?
No, we do a seminar called Completing Your Year, which was last month. We completed that crap.
Yeah.
We let it go. You complete it. That's part of giving your word to something is completing it. How many of you have perfect integrity? No one should ever raise their hand. Right. Exactly. So we know we're gonna lose our integrity. We're gonna diminish our integrity, break our integrity, whatever you want to call it. It's about just being in communication about that and getting that addressed, so that you can then move forward again. It's part of the game. Being really good at failure makes you really good at success. The better you are at failure, the more successful you tend to be. So you're really good at it. Does that make sense? Okay, so back to you. Back to you. We didn't forget, don't worry. Now, I don't know your numbers, but a 10% increase might be a little playing it safe. I would probably move it to 20, 25 and start there. Okay? So do whatever that is just so there's a stretch. Make sense?
Actually, that's exactly. I had 25% in mind, but also, I set a different goal in my head than on paper because you know what, and I usually achieve the one. I exceed the one on paper.
Yep.
And then I feel better about myself.
Yes. Yeah.
Even though in my head I know this is what I want.
Yeah. See, I do this, but I do it backwards. I actually put the one on paper and I play for a smaller one in my head just so I'm safe and it doesn't work out so well. Don't do that. How many of you do that? You have a goal in your head that you think is actually real and realistic, and that's the one you actually end up playing for. The one on the paper was just like an ego thing. You stuck it on your wall. A lot of people do that.
No, but the one in my head, it's a very hard to achieve. It's very challenging.
Good.
It's like, it's 25% increase in my head, but on paper, on the plan, it's 10 or 15%.
Do the one in your head. See, a lot of you analytical people want to play safe. You got to get to be a business owner. You got to let go of the being safe and swing out there. Human potential is always way more than we think it is. Okay, hold on. So we got that, yes?
Yes.
So again, we can work outside of this to really coach on the goals in detail. Some of the goals you may want to come up with is you want a strategy, right? You want a written strategy. Make that a goal. I will have a written strategy for my company, a 5-year strategy in place by April 2013. It's a great goal.
Yeah. You don't believe it or not, I wrote it as an overarching thing. I'll give it a number. I'll give it a number 0.
Mm-hmm.
0, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Good.
But
that actually is a goal. Like that's going to take you a ton of work to accomplish. Trust me, that's a goal. So a lot of you, some of your goals may be, I want to have this system in place. Some of you may like, listen, I want to have my finances systematized and on track by this date. For some of you, that's a mammoth of a goal. I know you. These are the kind of things you want to be looking at for goals. Okay? Any other questions around goals? We good? Okay, so let's keep rolling on. All right, who said they want to do the plan? Plan? Plan time.
Plan.
Okay, we have context, we have financial goal, we have personal goals, we have business goals. Now let's do the planning. Your favorite thing. So here's the thing. Business owners, we're gonna plan out one goal only. One goal right now, it's gonna take us a long time to do one goal, so we can't do them all. So tonight we're gonna work on one goal. If you have a business, I would recommend you timeline out or you plan out your financial goal in here. If you have a job, I want you to pick one goal on there that's really important to you, and that's going to be the goal that you timeline out, okay? So everyone clear on what they're planning out?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yes, you have a business. The goal that you're going to pick to work on tonight is your financial goal. Okay. If you have a job, pick any goal, one goal, but any of those goals, pick one, and that's going to be the goal that you're going to timeline out. Anyone unclear? Okay. So everyone, where you wrote your goals, turn to that next page. Turn to the next page. That's the timeline. We're going to be putting your goal into a timeline. Someone tell me, what's the purpose of a timeline?
Measurable, something that you can measure.
It's measurable, yeah, absolutely. What else?
Same thing.
Measurable?
And there's an end date.
There's an end date. Yes, there is. What else? Jen?
A roadmap.
It's a roadmap, yeah.
Cutting a pie into pieces, you can eat one at a time.
Exactly. You're taking this big old thing and you're breaking it down into yummy chocolate pie, please. Okay, great. Checking. So you got to break it all down into bite-sized pieces. Absolutely. Something else, it's visual. So many business owners, we're visual. This gives you a visual structure that you can interact with that acts like MapQuest. It's your turn-by-turn directions all the way through your year, so you arrive at your goal on time, on target. Okay? Now, look at the timeline. What do you notice about it? It's backwards, yeah. It's done like that, not because I'm a little ADD and I did it goofy. It's actually done like that by design. It's a lot easier to take a goal and work it backwards into your year versus going forwards. It's just easier. It's a little bit easier to work it backwards, and then you can go in and massage it a little bit. What else do you notice about it?
Revenue streams?
Revenue streams, absolutely. We're going to take your financial goal and we're going to put it in here. So when you're timelining out your financial goal, you'll break it down by month so you can see how much you want to be earning gross each month. Underneath that, you'll break out how you're going to make that money. You'll break out each one of your revenue streams. Am I losing anyone? Anyone want an example of this?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, great. So tell everyone what you do.
All right. Go to martial arts school.
Great. What are the different ways you earn money in a martial arts school?
Okay.
No, we actually want you to finish this.
You know, monthly tuition,
Monthly tuition.
testing fees and supplies,
Okay, testing fees and supplies, okay.
prepaid programs,
Prepaid programs.
and maybe an outside event.
Outside, what about private sessions?
That's kind of included in the monthly.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay, you're nice. Jeez.
What I charge.
Separate that out. Make some money. So 5 revenue streams. So you all should start to look and see what are some of the different ways that you earn money. Now, some of you may want to be adding a new revenue stream this year. If you're going to be adding a new revenue stream this year, we should see it reflected in the timeline. So you're going to take your financial goal and you're going to slowly work it into your timeline. Here's the really great thing, right? Something your timeline is going to start to do for you, it's going to train your brain. Your timeline is designed to look at something from a broad perspective all the way down to a very narrow perspective. So when you look at something from a very broad perspective, what does it allow you to do? Someone guess. What does it allow you to do if you're looking at something from a very, think of a hawk. What does a hawk have? Huh?
Gives you freedom.
Gives you freedom? Yeah. That perspective, like the hawk's not surprised by something coming at it, is it? It has such a broad view of the world. It has a lot of room to move. So by looking at your year from a very broad perspective, it keeps you out ahead of your year. Keeps you from being reactive again, right? You're very proactive. You're out ahead of your company. That's why we do this. So you stay out ahead. Less surprises, less road bumps. Okay? Any questions? So take your financial goal, if that's the one you're working on. Start in December, start to work it backwards all the way back to January. I'd recommend putting in your financial number each month first. Do the 25% one. Okay. Then go back after you've done the financial every month. I want to make this much this month, this month, this month. That's kind of hard to say. This month, this, please hold. This much money this month, and so on and so forth. Then go back and start to work out your revenue streams. Under your revenue streams, you should figure out how many units do I need to sell of this revenue stream, and how much money will that make me? Who's going unconscious? Anyone going unconscious? Okay, we'll see. Once you've put in your money, then you can go back and start to see, what else do I need to accomplish this goal? Start writing in some milestones. Marketing actions. I need to hire an employee. I need to get a website. Start writing in all those other things that you need to support you in fulfilling on that goal. Whether it's a milestone, a piece of equipment, a staff member.
Do you want us to write that? This is December of 2013, right?
Yes, this is just 2013.
So this timeline.
Wait, hold on real quick. Hold on.
The backwards timeline.
Yes, you're going to put your financial number in backwards, and then you can go through it and see what else are you going to need.
So like, for some of those things that you said, I should already have that done mid-year, not December.
Exactly. So hold on, everybody. Can you give me an example?
Well, I'm building my website.
Right.
I don't want to put that on December of 2013 because I should definitely have that done.
Exactly. You're going to do the whole year. You're about to timeline out your whole 2013. Yeah, you guys are going to timeline out the whole entire 2013 using your financial goal. Make sense? So somewhere in there, maybe you hire an assistant. Maybe in May, you're like, wow, I should be so busy by May, I'm going to need a part-time assistant. Make sense? And you'll just make that note under there. Yes, you had a question.
Oh, I think I got it. This timeline not only encompasses your financial goals, but all of your things that are
All the milestones. Yeah. So let me make that a little bit more clear. Once you put your numbers, your financial numbers in this timeline, you want to go back and start to put in any other milestones, any other notes that you need. So there are some notes about hiring someone. Something's going to change. You need a new office. Write that in there. Your job is to timeline out your goal, whether it's finance, whether it's staff, computers, anything that you need to guide you. This is your MapQuest, guys. This is your baby, your creation. Everyone's mind works very different. So you want to design this the way you think. So if you need to see something very particular on here, write it down. There's no wrong way to do this. Okay, any questions? You sure? All right, I'm going to give you a good amount of time here. So if you have a question as your timeline, just raise your hand. I'll come on over, okay? You sure? Any questions? Are we good?
I have a question.
Please.
So, as I'm going from December to January, and I do plan to include a couple new employees, I'm getting stocked up on, like, my growth might be smaller, and then when I add that new one, it's going to be bigger.
Yep.
I don't quite know how to, it's liquid, right? As I'm going through, I can change numbers.
Yeah, good. Great question. Everyone listen up really quick. This isn't set in stone. You're going to put your financial number in there, and you're going to back it out from December all the way back to January. And then you're going to go back and you're going to have to massage some numbers. So you may scribble it out and write another number. Remember, we're just timelining. This isn't set in stone. This is just paper. At the end, if you guys want a digital version of this, which I would recommend, send me an email that says, send me the digital timeline, and I'll send you a digital version of this. Or you can make one of your own. It's not super complicated, as you can see. So yeah, don't worry about doing it right or making this pretty. This isn't your final version that's going on the wall for the year. Just start roughing it out. Scratch things like, it's too much, got to change this, got to add that over here. Make this thing messy. That's what you want. Get this thing dirty. This is a creation. We'll do the pretty version later. Okay? Great question. All right, go guys.
Now that I'm opening up.
All right, how was that?
I'm glad that we start in December.
Yes, right? Listen, here's the thing. This takes some time. This takes quite a bit of time. That's why we started the process in here tonight, so at least it's started. It's a lot easier to keep on going. I don't expect you all to have this done in here tonight. This is going to take you some time. So again, if you guys want a digital version of this, send me an email, let me know. I'll send you over a digital version. You can simply make one on your computer if you want as well. Okay? So this is exactly why we start this work right now. So you have a whole month to finish working this out. And we just did one goal in here tonight. We started on one goal. We didn't even finish one goal for many of you. So we're going to get all of your goals in there, business and personal. So you have one roadmap for yourself for the whole year. Has your business goals on it, your personal goals on it, so you're staying present to what you're committed to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions on timeline? You sure? How many of you are present to your context right now? A few lonely hands in the back. Notice your context isn't present as you're doing this. For many of you, it happens. That's why I keep pointing it out tonight. This is really important. This is a creation. Have fun with this. Seriously, have fun with this. When you do this for real, meaning you take this information, you put it into a digital format so it's nice and clean and pretty and organized, go somewhere where you enjoy. I was talking to one of my clients about this. I went up to San Francisco last weekend. I got to sit there and it was raining outside and I had my coffee and I just worked away on this. It was awesome. One of my other clients went up to Tahoe, sat there, it was snowing, and just worked away all weekend. If you need to go somewhere, do it. If you need to go to the beach, do it. Put yourself in an environment that's going to call you forward. You're going to feel grounded, inspired. This is really important stuff. This is your foundation for the whole year. Don't make this a chipping stones exercise. You're going to have a chipping stones year. You will. Your context shapes your experience of life. And some of your context around this is, I'm confused, I don't get it, I don't want to do this, this is hard, this is too much work, I can't figure it out. She's smiling. Busted. It's great. This is what you want to notice about yourself so you can impact it now before it's too late, okay? So you can finish this over the next couple weeks. So we're going to move on to the next piece. Actually, I want to hear, what was it like for some of you creating your timeline? I'm curious. What was it like?
Inspiring.
Inspiring, good. How many of you were inspired by what you're writing down? That's awesome. That's great. Yeah?
I think it helped to go backwards because it made you push more for your goal in here.
Yeah, sorry, one more time so everyone can hear you.
It made me push more for my goals by going backwards because it's almost like if I started like, January, it'd be a little small.
You start to have an opinion about it. When you work it backwards, like, well, I guess this is what my January is about. And then you go from there. Make sense? So what else? How else was it? What else did y'all get? Yeah, Stacy.
So I say that I have these goals as to how I'm going to divide my time and my revenue streams. But once I put it down, it wasn't reflective of what I say I want my practice to be.
Interesting. Kind of self-checked you. That's great. That's what we want. This is a self-governing system. This thing will govern us as long as we follow it.
I kind of felt, though, that even though I started December, I felt like I needed to get to my foundation and what I'm going to build on.
Okay.
So I fast-forwarded to January.
Cool.
Because I think the things that I do in the front of the year will set me up for what I'm going to be able to build on for
Good.
the rest of the year. So I
You did in reverse.
flip-flop.
It's fine.
I'm
Whatever.
a chronological person. I
Yeah.
can set a goal, but then I want to see how I'm gonna get there.
Good. It's whatever works for your brain. Again, there's no right way to, there's no perfect way to do this. It's whatever works for your brain. Yeah, Harry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I get it.
You forgot?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that one of my, well, my context, the one word that was the most important for me was focus.
Uh-huh.
Because I tend to be all over the map. And this was really good for me because it not only did it focus me on all the pieces, but it actually became much less overwhelming. Because before, it just seemed like this huge overwhelming thing I had to do. And now I've broken it into chunks and it's not so scary.
That's awesome. Good work on that. Did anyone not hear what she said? I'm going to say, okay, I'll say it again. One of her context words was focus. So as she was doing this, it allowed her to focus. And she felt a lot more focused in doing it. Now she has a document that's going to keep her focused. She, in other words, said another way, she has a physical structure that's holding her context for her whole year in place for her. It's pretty powerful. We want structures that pull for our context. We want structures that pull for that stuff. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. That's really great. That's really great. Okay, now, how many of you out of timelining, you notice there's some obstacles that you're going to have to manage this year? Anyone know some obstacles? Yeah, great. That's why we do this. That's exactly why we do this kind of work right now. So we can start to do something about those obstacles. So here's what we want to do. There's a bit of a formula around this. Some of you know this formula. When you identify an obstacle, if you put some strategies and actions in place to overcome that obstacle, what do you think happens? Don't say the answer. What do you think happens? Close. So think about it again. If we can perceive an obstacle and we put strategies and actions in place ahead of time for when that happens, what happens?
Eliminate it as an obstacle.
You either A, that obstacle actually dissolves altogether and doesn't happen, or when it does actually reach you, it's way, way smaller than it ever was. Doing that kind of thinking does miracles for your year. It's kind of like Drano for your pipes. It goes in, eats everything up, and dissolves it all, so it's nice and clean and pretty. This kind of strategy work, even though it's a little mental, some heavy thinking, it will make for such a smooth year. So let's do some of that right now. Pretty easy to do. You can write this underneath the different months if you want. You can write it on the back of one of the pieces of paper. What I want you to do is write down the different obstacles, okay? The different obstacles you foresee possibly running into this year. Not for sure running into, possibly running into. There's some for sure ones, write those down too. Any obstacle you can perceive running into that's going to get in the way of any of those goals being accomplished, you want to write down.
Like time management?
Time management could absolutely be one, yeah. And then write down at least 3 actions you could take that you think would help overcome that obstacle.
I'm sorry, obstacles per month or for the whole year?
For the whole year. Yeah, not by month, just any obstacle that you see. So let's do a quick example. So who's an example of one? Time management. So your obstacle is time management. Say a little bit more about that. How do you see that impacting your goal?
Well, because I have, in the past, had bad time management. It keeps me from achieving it. It keeps me from getting the things that I put down, getting them done.
Okay. Anyone else have some time management challenges? Okay, we got a few of those in there. Okay, great. This is applicable. So what are a couple actions you could put in place that help address your time management? Come on, throw out one. What could she do, guys?
Calendar.
Calendar. Do you have a calendar?
Yes.
Paper or digital?
Paper.
We should probably get you a digital one. Yes. Digital one would be good. It's more reliable.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one right there. Digital calendar. They have these phones that have them these days. It's really nifty. You get you one of those.
Alarms.
The smoke signals don't work anymore. With all the airplanes, this doesn't work.
Susan was 30 minutes late showing up today.
Gotcha. See, we'll get you counted. She just got called out. So what else? What are some other tools she could use other than a calendar?
I'd say prioritize the tasks and maybe take the 2 or 3 top hitters and really focus on doing those and and really choose not to overwhelm yourself if that's an issue.
Okay, do you get overwhelmed by a lot of tasks?
I do.
Okay.
I get out of focus.
Great. Did you hear what he said? So you should have a capture tool, something that's capturing your tasks. You all should have a tool, whether it's a phone, a document on your computer, or a pad of paper. Pick one, not 16, like some of you. Pick one object that you're going to capture all your to-dos on. One, uno.
I have a lot of those red flags on my email for tasks that I never get back to.
Schedule. So we've got to schedule things to do.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. So sounds like you need to take a scheduling class. Seriously. Seriously. There are some really amazing scheduling classes out there. See me at the end. I can give you the name of a couple that I've gone to and some others in here have as well. Okay? There's some great people out there who teach wonderful things on scheduling.
For me too, for whatever it's worth, but when you first even talked to me about doing a calendar, I thought, well, okay, so each time I get an appointment, I'm just gonna type it in there and boom, and then it'll tell me. And then one day you said, well, did you structure your calendar? And I was like, what do you mean? You're like, you should have, I'm doing this many calls between 10 and 1, I'm doing blah, 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 blah. And so that's a huge thing. Like some people might just roll right over that because I didn't realize what you meant. Now I have this color-coded weekly calendar and I'm like, oh, this is when I put these calls in. This is when I call them back. This is when I whatever. And it's
Makes sense.
changed my life.
Yeah.
So.
We do a scheduling seminar that touches on some of this as well. So I can chat with you about that afterwards as well. So we need to get you a class. We need to get you some information on scheduling. We need to get you a scheduling tool that works. You guys see how this works? Okay, good. Now it's your turn. Start writing down some of the obstacles you see are coming at you this year, and write down 1, 2, 3, 5 actions you can take that you think is going to overcome that obstacle. Okay? All right, go. All right, everybody, bring it on back. How was it? You guys see some? All right, good. So here's your homework. Here's your homework. Between now and the end of the year, you all want to finish timelining out all of your goals, business and personal. You want to keep massaging your financial goal and make sure that's really the one that you're committing to for the year. Get everything in your timeline. Start identifying all the obstacles. Start putting some actions in place that you think would handle that obstacle or address that obstacle and have it disappear. That's the work between now and the end of the year. Are you all clear on that? Okay, awesome. And again, keep your context present as you're doing that so you don't get in your head. Really, you want to be really empowered as you're doing this. So let's switch the conversation again. We brought this up just a few minutes ago when she was talking about her context. We need some very powerful structures to be in place for us to fulfill on our goals this year. Yeah? The timeline is one of them. What are some of the other structures as business owners we should have in place that really support us, really empower us to be successful at our goals? So let's hear some.
Schedule.
Schedule will be huge, yes.
Financial reporting structures, sort of like QuickBooks.
QuickBooks, your budgets.
Sort of like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys need budgets. If you don't have QuickBooks, get QuickBooks. Costco is a great place to get it. Yeah.
Accountability.
Accountability. Have a coach. There's a lot of business coaches. There's a couple business coaches in this room. Find a coach. Accountability is huge. What else? Yeah.
Marketing plan, sticking to it.
Marketing plan and sticking to it. So create the marketing plan. Your coach will make you stick to it. Yeah, Jason.
Continuous education?
Continue, yes. Educate yourselves. Read books, seminars. Great, yes.
A reminder of what your goals are.
Yeah, post your goals. Visual is memorable. That's why we have a physical timeline. This thing should be stuck on the wall. Put a nail through it. See it. Your goal should be up. If it's important to you, it should be up and within arm's distance. Great. What else? Stacy.
Better manage staff.
Better manage staff. You want a system for that. Put a system in place so that actually happens or else it's conceptual. Okay? System in place. What else?
Vision board.
Vision. I was waiting for that one. Vision board. Between now and the end of the year, get a vision board together. They're huge. It works very, very well.
What do you mean? Would you clarify?
Absolutely. A vision board would be a board that has photos, generally not words, just because, what do they say? Photos worth 1,000 words? Pictures worth 1,000. Thank you. From the writer, yes. Pictures worth 1,000 words. Photos worth 1,000 words. So having a board that has all these different photos that represent all the different business and personal goals that you wrote down. Works, yeah, it's been in existence forever. It works beautifully.
Can it be digital?
Yes.
It can. The only thing is you want to make sure that it's in front of you a lot.
Do it as your backdrop on your computer.
There you go. The only thing I would look at is make sure it's large enough where it engages you. If the pictures are too small, it may not have that connection. That's the only thing I would look at. But yeah, that works really well. Whatever works for you, where you're seeing photos that represent all your goals. That way you're staying emotionally engaged. Really important. See if we missed any on here. Any other ones? You got all the ones on my list. All right, good. Who'd be willing to stand up and read the intention? Who wants to read the intention? You want to do it? All right, nice and loud, please.
For you to leave with clear goals and a plan to reach those goals, so 2013 is your best year ever.
Thank you. Did we do that?
Yeah.
Give yourselves a hand. Good work. Really good work. That takes something. That took something, right? It really does. What did you get out of tonight? I want to hear, what did you get out of tonight? What did you learn? Yeah, Jason.
Getting back to like my question I asked you, structure. I mean, also like I asked my question about streamline.
Uh-huh.
At first, I was like, all right, whatever. I was kind of going through it, and then halfway through, I was like, okay, I got it. Or maybe like you say structure, like more self-reliancy in a way.
Yeah. All right, good. What else? What else y'all get? Yeah, Mandy.
I was sitting next to Heather, and when we were talking about in the beginning our context that we were coming from, and she was sharing some really great things and saying that it was also then the experience that her clients would have being with her if she was coming from this context. So not just, like how she was building her business, but also that then the people would have that same experience of being part of her business. And that's what that really made me realize, because in the mortgage business, it's not fun for me most of the time, and it's not fun for the clients, because it's a lot of paperwork, it's a lot of timelines, it's just a lot of stressful stuff.
Right.
And so changing, that context and figuring out a way to make it fun and creative, not just for me and my business, but so that my clients have that same experience.
That's great.
The biggest difference.
That's cool. Great work, guys. Yeah, that was awesome. What else? What else did y'all see? Yeah.
I don't know how many other people work out of their homes like I do, but I was always a professional. I had my own office. It was always fantastic. My work environment was so important to me, my physical space and closing my door and leaving that away. But in my home, it's sort of not set up that way, and the size of where my husband and I live doesn't quite let that happen right now.
Sure.
So we're looking at moving in July. But it wasn't until I started working on this that I had the epiphany of, wow, that's always been so important to me. And that physical, positive work environment space, that is my work environment, not part of our master bedroom, is not there. You go to bed, you see the computer, you wake up, that's the first thing you see. So that is like such a big goal of mine to make happen. It's
Great.
right at the top of the list.
Seriously.
But I didn't realize it until tonight.
That's good. That'll make a big difference. Big difference. Mentally, emotionally, huge. Awesome. Glad you saw it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joanne?
Starting with the December was hard for me in previous years, but this year writing down that number being like a bigger number in December helped me to sort of make really, really big goals to reach for, which are all very doable based on my progress over the last year.
Nice.
But then I realized after I filled out those 4 main areas, there's these other automatic revenue streams that are already there, so my target goal in December could actually be 50% higher
Awesome.
than what I'd written down already.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did any of you notice the same thing, that as you start to add in some of your revenue streams, you notice like, hey, my income goal might actually be a little larger than I thought? Yeah, I know you did too. That's great. That may happen. Really good. So this is the work between now and the end of the year, okay, guys? Finish the timeline. Put these other structures in place, the budget in place. Now you have your goals, you can put the budget in place. Timelines, vision boards. Start to get all those different structures in place, okay? Pinky swear you're going to do this? Okay. So let's cover what's going to happen in January. January is about 6 weeks off from the next seminar. January seminar is about starting your year with momentum. The holidays are going to come and you guys are going to relax, decompress, and check out. Hopefully. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to rest, relax, disconnect from your companies for a little while. Let those batteries recharge. So January is all about creating momentum. We're doing that by focusing on sales. So quick show of hands, based on the work we just did, how many of you need to increase your revenue for the new year? Okay, great. So that's what this is all for. Most people do their planning, they need to increase their revenue. So January is going to increase their revenue and start the year with momentum. So our focus for the whole seminar is only sales. We're just focusing on sales in January, nothing else, just sales. We're going to start to look at the systems and structures you have in place to see if they're sufficient for you to hit that financial goal in sales. A lot of people's systems in place now are not sufficient for that new sales goal. Then we're going to start to look at your distractions. We're going to start to look at all the distractions you have that impede your ability to hit that financial goal. Make sense? We're going to look at the mindset. Most of our mindsets need to change so that we're a match to the sales goal we set. If your mindset was a match to the sales goal you set, you'd most likely be at or pretty close to that sales goal. So me, and all of us included, generally need to increase our capacity around our mindset around sales so we can reach that new level of sales goal. Make sense? So by the end of the January seminar, it's designed to have enough momentum behind your revenue streams so that you have the momentum to carry you through the year, and you have the mindset and the systems without any distractions to get you clear on that goal. Make sense? So that's January seminar. So pull out the sheet of paper on your desk. Should be the one face down. So everyone please pull that out. Yeah?
Is it going to be the last Wednesday of the month?
It is. Yeah. The date should be on there.
Be consistent throughout the year.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be it is. It's the very last Wednesday of January.
And then February, last Wednesday, and March, last Wednesday.
Almost. I can email you the whole schedule. If anyone wants a schedule for the year, it's up on the website, and I can give you one as well. So I need everyone to please put your name, email, and phone number at the top of the page. I need that for my records. So please take a moment, put your name, email, and phone number at the top of the page.
Yeah. My business, I'm still getting off the ground, and I'm not actually a place where I have sales yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if that's even relevant.
I'm not sure. See me at the end. Let me talk to you about it. Yeah. So under box 2, sorry, actually box 1. Under part 1, if you want to be here in January for the seminar, please check the box. At the very bottom, if any of you need any information on any of the different coaching programs, just check the box or boxes, and in the next week or so, I'll get you all the information that you need. So take a moment, fill this thing out completely, and when you're done, please pass it in.